So, welcome back to the Think Freight Show. So, yesterday, some shady drivers were caught who were pulling an Amazon trailer. They were caught peeling an old DOT number and their name, like right off the side of their truck after a crash in the Inland Empire area of California. You could see three drivers who were very clearly in an accident hop out the truck, and they were just trying to peel off like an old decal looking name and US DOT number from their truck. Just another instance of a carrier being exposed, a chameleon carrier being exposed right out in the open after an accident. Take a look at this video.
Hey there, I see you.
These dudes just crashed, and all they're concerned with is peeling off the old DOT and the name. That is wild, man. Super shady.
No front axle. About a 2-foot drop there. About a 3-foot drop there. Riverside and Santa Ana.
So why do you think they changed DOT numbers and names right after the crash? I did some research on searchcarriers.com. Shout out to Garrett and his team. Both DOTs are active. So I really don't know what the instance is. I'm sure maybe it has to do with insurance. I did see that our guy Justin Martin, he shared on Twitter that Welcome Logistics, they're insured by Century Insurance, and Shambu Transport, the actual sign on the truck that wasn't pulled off, they're insured by Motor Transport Mutual Risk Retention Group. I really wonder whose insurance policy is covering this. I'm maybe guessing it's Shambu, since they're actually the truck on register. I truthfully have no idea. You let me know what you think in the comments as to what's going on in this situation. But it just adds to the growing instances of shady trucking companies, chameleon trucking companies who are doing illegal practices, running on illegal hours of services, and just continuing these shady practices, these illegal practices. You know, back in October, there was this viral video of another driver changing his DOT and name right out in the open. Watch this clip. What's even more wild is that these drivers, they're taught to do this, and they're taught to do it right out in the open as if it's not fully illegal. Like they're doing nothing wrong at all. And it's just absolutely insane that this has been going on. And it's crazy how long it's been going on for. You know, it's really good that instances like this, they're caught on camera, right? We're able to see what's going on. We're able to have evidence that this is happening, and we're able to hopefully find ways to force the FMCSA and DOT to look at these issues and take a serious stand on these chameleon carriers and this fraud, these shady and fraud practices that are happening. But it makes you really wonder how many instances like this are happening, you know, in the middle of the night when no one's watching, when there isn't a camera around, when everyone's sleeping, when there is, you know, actually no truck or anyone around, when you know, things are just going smoothly and they're swapping out their names. You know, it makes you wonder how often this is happening and how, you know, reliable our vetting practices are. I mean, it's just crazy how often this does happen, and what the FMCSA and what DOT is going to do. You know, I'm not sure, but they need to crack down, and we need to have some serious focus and serious action on keeping our roads, keeping our freight safe away from these shady practices, shady carriers. But speaking of cracking down, I just talked about the latest news about the USPS and their huge announcement that moves to strengthen the rules around contracted trucking providers within their network that utilize non-domiciled CDL drivers. Catch it here.